All right, we had no idea. How many times have you heard a leader say that in the face of a crisis that explodes in his or her face? Take what's going on right now with all of these corresponding crises and the administration's argument that when it came to the VA crisis, for example, it had no idea there were all these scheduling and other issues that were killing VAs by the dozens until quite after the fact. Try 5 years ago, the warnings that were going out to this effect. And then on the border and what's been amassing there later on with the busloads of young illegal immigrants making their way to this country when it was telegraphed more than a year ago by administration insiders to other administration insiders. So what happened and what is going to continue to happen? Back with Jessie Jane and Gary B. Carrie, what do you make of this?
Well, every administration has to make priorities, and that's what it comes down to. So do we prioritize veterans? Do we prioritize the border security? How high do we place that priority? And it's clear that the Obama administration put other things such as, dismantling Wall Street through Dodd-Frank, constricting the healthcare economy by putting this Obamacare, which gives outcomes that are not actually any better than having no health insurance. So basically, this is what the Obama administration is prioritizing over things that actually matter.
Do you think that those things that prioritized didn't matter then?
Well, the way he handled, he basically made his priorities that were not helpful. So he created fake priorities that should not have. He kicked up hornet's nests that should never have been kicked.
Gary, what do you make of that?
Mattered.
Well, I tell you, Neil, as much as I'd love to blame this president and the administration, I think what you're really just seeing here is big government bureaucracy, which is not dissimilar from big corporation bureaucracy. I work for a very, very large corporation. This is how bad news is delivered. One, there is no bad news. Two, here's the bad news, but I have it handled. So I'm sure some of these problems with the VA...
GM comes to mind. Yeah.
I'm sure... I got to push back a little bit on that because I think you would not see this gross incompetence at this level, both for healthcare.gov and with the VA. I mean, this just, it goes actually, Neil, you said 5 years. This actually goes back to 2000, to the Bush administration. The planning for the system started in 2000. The handoff went to Obama, and it was incompetent.
Well, that would technically be the Clinton years to the Bush years.
Oh, right. Well, no.
But again, this is not about political aspersions here. But Jessie Jane, what I am asking here is, what does this indicate to you?
Okay, I've got to jump in here completely because I've researched this and studied this for years. Okay, so since 2008, the administration was warned in the transition team, yes, by the Bush team, that they are fudging their numbers with the appointment line. So, okay, the Bush administration knew this was a problem. This backlog alone, just to get your benefits, by the VA's own numbers, 53 veterans died a day. Close to 20,000 veterans died, not even getting their benefits. Then the fudging of the numbers with these appointment lines. The VA itself, the undersecretary, sent out a memo in 2010 and told all these executives to stop gaming the system, stop doing what you're doing and lying about the numbers and the times to waiting. And the executives continue to do it for bonuses. So this is not just government bureaucracy. This is a deliberate attempt by these executives to get bonuses. And I'm sorry, regardless of where you're working, that is egregious, and we need to hold these executives accountable.
And, ignorance is not a defense, if you come to think about it, guys, right? I mean, just saying you don't know when, in fact, it turns out you were warned is not a defense, right?
It's not a defense for anybody because guess what? VA has the second largest budget of any of the departments, second to only DOD. So if their priorities were not on this, we've got a problem.
Very well put.